Heartbreak in Biloxi. Thousands of people from across the country showing up, even lining the streets to pay their final respects to an officer gone too soon. Robert McKeithen ambushed and killed just over a week ago. His family, along with his brothers and sisters in blue, honoring his life with a solemn ceremony today. Plenty of tears, along with some lighthearted stories as well at today's service. Our Lee Peck was there for the procession and the graveside service. He's joining us live now from the Biloxi National Cemetery. Lee, just an overwhelming show of support for the officer.
It certainly was, Lenise, just like we saw with Officer Justin Billa and Officer Sean Tudor most recently earlier this year. There were officers from all over the country, from California, Chicago, New York, Texas, and Florida, and of course an overwhelming amount of law enforcement from in and around the Biloxi area just showing their support this afternoon. And that support continued after the service in the streets as hundreds of community members lined the processional route as Officer McKeithen, his body in that hearse, made its way to the cemetery here to pay their final respects. Many of them say they did not know Officer McKeithen but wanted to show their support for his service. Now, the graveside service here was complete with taps, 2 flag presentations to his family, one from the military, the other from Biloxi Police, and of course a moving 21-gun salute. Mobile's Police's honor guard helping out with that gun salute, saying they wanted to honor their fellow fallen officer and of course their neighbors in law enforcement during what they know all too well is a very difficult time.
I thought it was a good life lesson for the kids to see, you know, that everybody needs to be respected, and it was such a senseless act. You know, you need to support the community.
You lose the law enforcement officer is bad, you know, and being a veteran beside that, it's doubly bad. You know, he was a good man. I knew him because I worked with the Sheriff's Department for 25 years, and I knew the man, and it was just a terrible, terrible crime that was committed to a man that loved his country and loved his community.
It really feels the same as if it's one from your own agency. Like I said, Biloxi is close to Mobile, but even if we were in California or New York, I think the fact that there is a sworn officer taking down the line of duty, it's like it's one of your own.
Biloxi, all units, all stations, be advised, Officer Robert McKeithen, 126, 10-7. Officer McKeithen, we thank you for your 24 years of dedicated service. You will be greatly missed, but never forgotten. Rest in peace, sir.
And of course, the most heartbreaking detail of all of this, Officer McKeithen set to retire at the end of the year after 24 years of service to law enforcement. A very difficult week here in Biloxi, and as we know, still a lot of healing left to do. Live from Biloxi National Cemetery, Lee Peck, Fox 10 News.